Hey, I am Mary Mauser from Cobra Kai, and this is Shot by Shot. Season 5 of Cobra Kai just dropped, and we're gonna break down a scene from episode 3 where I fight against my shadow self in a karate nightmare. I will say right off the bat that I actually am claustrophobic, so getting in the sensory deprivation tank was actually probably the most nerve-wracking part of all of this for me. We had a lot of different names for it, but it was the Void. That's where we were shooting. We have a second set, which is the LaRusso house on a soundstage, and it's not like the practical LaRusso house that actually exists. It's a real house that you can live at. Where the pool should be, that's where the Void was set up. It was basically just like these kind of like rods that were hanging from the ceiling holding like 5 black curtains.
Sam, what are you doing here?
I'm not sure. I'm supposed to be figuring out who I am.
What do you mean? You're LaRusso 2.0.
LaRusso 2.0, which that was her season 4 arc, was like battling against LaRusso 2.0. Sam's kind of going through this moment in her life where she's not sure who she is. I think that's kind of a running thing for Samantha. She's trying to figure it out. She's looking for answers, and she's thinking that those answers are gonna be found in figuring things out with Miguel, or figuring things out about Tori, or about Cobra Kai. And what it comes down to is really just that she needs to figure out who she is with herself.
You're the girl who loves my girlfriend, Sam. Why can't you just be more sweet? What are you doing here?
This was also super trippy. We genuinely shot it in a circle like that, where everybody stood around me and I was in the middle and the camera followed me going the opposite direction, and I got to actually just spin around in a circle. I was so dizzy by the end of it. And then this is my badass stunt double, Selkie Hom, who I'm getting to fight against. She was playing one Sam while I played the other one, and vice versa. And it was really fun to get to actually play opposite her because we trained together so much to get Samantha's vibe right. It was so weird watching her actually be Sam at the same time as me also being Sam. There's my size, which are my babies. I remember talking to our producers and writers over the summer before we started season 5, and they were like, is there anything you'd really love Sam to be able to do? And I was like, well, I'm so far the only person who's learned 2 weapons, not just 1 weapon, but 2 weapons, and I think a weapons fight would be really fun. The problem was because we were in separate gis, separate, vibes, hairstyles. We had even different like nail colors. I don't know if anybody but me and Selkie and my makeup artist on the show, Jamie, would notice that. We literally had to do like a full reset in order for Selkie to be Dark Sam and then Light Sam, and for me to be Dark Sam and Light Sam. So it created this practical challenge where once we were set up in those characters, we couldn't do the switching in and out. So everything that was choreographed was stuff that we could feasibly get me to do. So I actually got to learn all the movements with the bow staff. I actually got to learn the movements with the sais, and then I got to actually do it with my stunt double, which was just like, it feels like a dream, which I guess it literally is, but it was like a total dream. That was one of my favorite moments, was getting to disarm the bow staff. And then the flying kick, which actually was a little bit of an eagle fang move, which I love. This room was also actually a working sauna, and they had shut it off 24 hours before we started filming it, but while we were filming in that room, it was sauna hot. So that was, both nice and terrible, because I was actually really sweaty. Maybe that's TMI.
Wasn't it enlightening? What'd you see?
Check out Cobra Kai, new episodes now streaming only on Netflix.